Alright, everybody, if you're just joining us, we are about to cast the finals between Crispinianus and RandyPanda for the 1200 bracket. We are about to check out the draft, which is going to be here in 1 second. There we go. Alright, so, Hitch, I doubt you have this up, but RandyPanda has banned Mongols, selected Magyars, Koreans, Ethiopians, Byzantines, which Crisp sniped, Portuguese, Franks, Persians, Britons, and Indians. Crisp, on the opposite side, has banned Berbers, selected Khmer, Japanese, Cumans, Italians, which were sniped by Randy, Saracens, Celts, Tatars, Lithuanians, and Sicilians. So, quite some interesting things going on here in the draft. And as far as map selections go, Randy has picked Lanes, Motte Bailey, Shallow Sandwich as his home maps, and he's banned Sunken Isthmuses. Crisp has picked Arena Cove, Bog Delta, and Trade Hub, banning Shaded Ponds.
Okay, so starting with the civs, Mongols and Berbers banned. I mean, that's not nothing surprising there, right? Like those have been two of the very successful civs throughout this game. Everyone wants those out.
Yeah, I absolutely think that we've built quite a few maps that favor those civs, so definitely not surprising to see them both banned here. Interesting that we had Byzantines sniped. Not a civ that I would normally expect to see sniped, but Crisp obviously not wanting to face up against them. And then Italians on the other side I think makes sense for the map of Arena Cove. Crisp picking that as a home map, getting that sniped out of the way there for Randy leaves him maybe a little bit better shot on water with Portuguese, I'd guess. But
Yeah, I mean,
going to be interesting to
you
see what
see,
happens.
I think looking at the map picks here, worth noting, Chris picked Arena Cove, bogged up the trade hubs. All of these are super hybrid maps.
Yep.
So I think in that case, sniping Byzantines makes sense. Byzantines are so good on those hybrid maps; they can go either way like that. And he's counting on those as in his home maps. I think it makes sense.
Yeah, no, I definitely think it does. It's going to be really interesting to see how this one progresses, but I don't really want to waste any time. I've been waiting forever to see these games, and I'm going to load up to game one here, and I'll be at 5 seconds.
I'm ready when you are.
Perfect. Finals hype all the way. I'm excited, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited. I'm excited about hopefully seeing some of these maps. I'd love to see Trade Hub. That's a mess. I'd love to see some Motte Bailey again.
Yep.
Shallow
All right.
Sandwich is messy.
Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go. All right. Battlegrounds game one. Crisp choosing Tatars, and RandyPanda going with Magyars. Two civs, very good on this map. Definitely scout civs. Cav Archer's also an option, as well as Nightline being very good. Um, Obviously, going to be very interesting to see how this works out for both these players. Lots of available resources in the center of the map. Crisp, we've seen him play this map and expand into the middle and really all over every map. He expands frequently and often. RandyPanda, I think, played a little bit more passively on this map, so going to be interesting to see what happens
Ah.
between the two of them.
Yeah, unfortunately, Randy, we didn't get a full set for his semifinals, so we don't have as much information about how he's. And we also maybe he's got a little bit less practice on some of these maps, but we'll find out.
Yeah, definitely. And interesting, both players starting in the corner on this generation. A lot of players really liking the corners of this map. Just having more wood options in the back, being able to wall up, be a little bit safer. But, we'll see how it works out for both of them. And, I mean, regardless, both these players have gone through quite a haul to get here. I mean, we have seen tons and tons of matches from these guys at this point. So really going to be nice to see what happens here in the finals.
Definitely. And we see Mongols and Berbers banned and sniped a lot, primarily he's strong on a lot of maps, but I think a lot of it, the saw there, goes to this map. But we've seen a lot of Tatars and a lot of Magyars. I don't know if we've seen matched up, but both civs have really performed on Battlegrounds.
Yeah, and I think it's just their nice advantages with their scout play. I mean, Tatar is obviously getting some additional eco boosts whenever they have their TCs being dropped, no matter where they are. Getting that extra food as well definitely comes into play. Magyars, another civ that I think we expected to see on this map quite frequently, and they have been here a lot, and they've delivered a lot. But Crisp, here as we expect, already going out nice and early to expand onto the map, going for that hunt nice and early with the Tars.
Yeah, and we've definitely we've seen mixed results going forward. We've seen a lot of people go forward for the deer. We've seen a lot of people send spears out in feudal age. A lot of spear and scout play out there. But a lot of players just it hasn't worked out for them. But I think these players at the higher level that get to the end of this tournament, they've been making it work. So
yeah, important to note too, Crisp knows the map so well. He's bringing in another boar here with his scout. He also has gone across and gotten a whole lot of herdables. He's still got 8 deer left at this point. It's quite a nice thing for him. But on the other side, Randy being more passive here, dropping the berry on his mills, and has only gotten a few sheep, actually missed a few just to the north of his base.
yeah, and those two look like they might have been his. I don't know, they're a bit far away, but actually into the south. Look at that. It looks like he didn't get his extra sheep at all.
Yeah, it's rather unfortunate. Hopefully he finds them here before too long. But I really like how Chris plays this map, being very aggressive with the scout, bringing in a boar, and then also going out really early to get that additional hunt. It's definitely nice to see players use
Randy,
the map that way.
Right, Randy also going out to a big pile of deer and a boar. The resources are thick out here in the middle, and this is kind of what we want to see on this map: is players going out to the middle. There's a risk reward calculation here, right? Like so much food to get, they can really make all the difference in those feudal scout fights. But you're putting a lot of villas at risk too.
Yeah, and I mean, both players have yet to scout their opponent from what I see here. Randy should be finding them soon, but Randy is still finding some extra herdables, and he is out in the middle, so not too bad of a situation for him. Crisp does get a little lucky here, sniping a few of these sheep over here. Gonna send him right into the mill, though, for Randy, it looks like. Feudal Age, nice and early here, a 19 pop up build here for Crispinianus. With all that additional food income, not too surprising. Ooh, and the scout goes down for Crisp, so TC takes out the scout for Crisp nice and early.
Yeah, weakened by the boar, you got to be careful, right? You lost HP there. So
yeah, I think bringing the boar in is the right move, and then trying to find your opponent, as he has done, is also a great move, but obviously, I mean, he saw nothing until he ran right into that TC, so a little unfortunate for himself, but at least he did find his opponent there. But both players gonna be in pretty good spots. Dark Age still for RandyPanda. Crisp about to drop that stable. So good to see scouts coming out to be aggressive very soon, and the eco now in the middle for Randy gonna be pretty exposed. And you'll have to give us updates on idle time and stuff. I am just not able to use Capture Age, guys. It severely kills my stream. So we're just not using it on my stream.
And definitely more idle time here for Randy, 15 seconds to 1 minute and 6 seconds, but nothing crazy at this point. So
yeah, and this is where all this additional herdables is going to come into play here, as well as the hunt for Crisp. Look at all the food he has under this TC, and he has not had to drop a single farm, yet he has, 11 or 10 on wood already, so he's going to be able to drop farms whenever he wants, but he's also able to take a lot of food still under his TC without having to make that investment.
yeah, and both players out in the middle. What will be earlier scouts for Crispinianus could make all the difference. There is a barracks up for Randy, and I don't know if the spear's going to get there in time to save you villagers at the rate it's going.
Yeah, and I mean, Crisp should know it's there because he sent the... Yeah, he does have that vision. He can't see the dead deer there, so he knows that's there. He just needs to go hit it. Stable, obviously, like you said, going to be later. Spears probably not going to be here in time. And this is what Crisp. I mean, look at him. He's just moving right across the map here. Not even worried about being under pressure with this build. He's taken so many of the deer already, and he's going to drop another mill and an archery range in the mid there. So he's expecting to have some spear defense. Scouts are in for Crisp here. Gonna find a few vills on berries. Looks like the instant reaction though, and he'll be saving those vills for now. Gonna be another blacksmith actually. So we're gonna have some archers, scouts play here from Crisp, and obviously that's gonna trump the spears coming out as soon as he gets a few archers. So Randy's eco here in the middle is about to be under pressure. Only one spear against 3 scouts, not going to work out so well. No upgrades that I can see yet from Crisp on the scouts.
One spear here. If the Vills fight, yeah, scouts don't want to take that.
Yeah, and now that the archer's there too, the spear's not going to do a whole lot of work. I mean, it's going to be very difficult to save these vills at this point.
Yeah, but scouts will be on the way shortly from Randy, and that may make the difference for him.
Yeah, unfortunately getting pushed out of the middle though, that's extremely unfortunate. Oh, and the vills just stop. Oh. Turning around now, I think he's under a little bit of stress right now. Clicking back, scouts are coming forward at least.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the situation. This is the kind of map when you're both forward in the middle like this, far away from your TC. Time is everything. You know, the difference between going up at 19 pop or 20 pop to 21 or 22, it's huge.
Yeah, it's nice that we have the additional attack here for Randy for free, but still not enough scout numbers to deal with that. And Randy's still very open at home. He has the one side walled up for now, but still a big gap on that side with scouts out, and well, he's already seen archers. Not exactly ideal for himself to move back out. Fighting with low numbers here though. Attack upgrade did come in for Crisp as well, so his scouts are equal to Magyar scouts at this point. But eco lead still here for Crisp now after forcing all that idle time, sending all those vills back home. Obviously not ideal either. And map control is really going to be an important factor coming into the early Castle Age, which both players will most likely be headed in that direction before too long. Still producing military on both sides, though.
I'm curious to see how this plays out. I mean, we don't have any scout production from Crisp, so maybe he thinks I've done my damage. I've delayed. Now I'm going to get up. But he's producing some archers, some spearmen. So maybe he's fully shifting into archers already.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Randy gonna take a rough fight here against the spearmen, as we have a few key placed spearmen here for Crisp, which are gonna do a really good job to help defend this. I don't think that Randy's gonna get any damage in here, honestly. Maybe get a Vil if he gets some downhill hits here, but no, he's just running back away. Walls are starting to come up on Randy's other side of his base, but with scouts and archers there, obviously not going to be able to get this closed up in time.
Yeah, and these scouts are all the way at Crisp's base, they're not going to be able to do anything here. But unfortunately for Randy, that scout did run in on his own, so Spear was able to pick it off. That's not what you wanted to see for Crisp.
Yeah, I'm going to send the scouts back home. Should be able to clean this up. And at this point, I feel like he's just going to try to get his base secured and be in a good position here. But could lose some archers downhill shots here coming.
Yeah, and this is one of the key things on this map. If you get archers in, it's downhill to all these wood lines.
Yeah, Randy doing a lot of back and forth movements here, but is going to lose at least 2 villagers, it looks like. Scout's gonna be able to clean this up though.
Yep, 2 vills down. 39 to 35 vills in favor of Crispinianus here. So it's where you want to be if his foods both have res ticking up. You could see either of these players clicking for castle in the next minute or two.
Yeah, and Crisp already
But
got the market up as well, so he should be.
yeah, but yeah, Chris selling wood to get the gold to go up, and Randy deciding to go for wheelbarrow instead of going up.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough position to be in, being behind and not being able to click up quite as soon. Obviously, with wheelbarrow, it is a bit of an issue. And Exorcist, the 1400 bracket has started. The round of 64 and 32 just began this week, so look forward to seeing some of those games soon. I probably will not be able to cast everything, but we will definitely cast everything from the round of 16 onward, and I'll try to cast a few sets otherwise, but there is an update coming soon, or at least a service
server
maintenance. So
yeah, so Castle Age, Blowlines, Armor coming in for Chris, so we're going to see Knights after all this Archer play.
yeah, Exorcist should be sometime there. Oof. Rough fight over here. I mean, it cleans up pretty much equal numbers for both, but I mean, the KD's not all that bad, but the villager losses, I imagine, are much worse for Randy at this point. And having no map control, going to be a pretty big issue here for him.
Yeah, we've seen it work though. Like long term, come late Castle Age, you need that gold in the middle. It does not last at home. But we've seen players be able to do the boom for farms at home and bust out and take the middle. So it's not over.
Yeah,
Just
I
because
mean,
you're a little bit behind.
This timing for Castle Age, though, going to be having 2 TCs up before Randy's even in Castle Age. I feel like we could see a decent amount of pressure as well as a little bit of an eco boom here, and actually Step Lancer's the choice coming out of the stable here.
Yeah, it is indeed. I don't like going up later. When you have all these resources, I didn't like how Randy took wheelbarrow instead of going up. Wheelbarrow's great, don't get me wrong, but he was already burned once in this game by clicking up later, and it's going to happen again here.
Yeah, and it's really like a hard thing to take map control and keep it early on, especially if you are not going up at an 18-19 pop-up.
Yeah.
But Step Lancer's obviously going to do some work on some walls here, but I think we should be able to have these walled out here if Randy reacts quickly enough.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, though, it wasn't as bad as it felt. Maybe Chris just went up later than I thought he was going to, but because Randy's up, he's got the score lead even, so what's there to complain about? He's safe at home, he's got a stable, he's producing knights. Step Lancers aren't going to want to fight knights, not very well.
Yeah, he's also got a couple spears available as well, so he does have some military numbers. The problem is he's going to be so far behind in vills being this late up. I think this is going to be a big
48
for him.
48 to 39 is not the position you want to be, and it's not just just a matter of of having less fills and TCs later, but it's where do you put these TCs? It's a lot harder to get them out in the middle now. Like the best gold was right in the middle of the map, and it's already secured by Crisp.
Yeah, this is a really rough TC coming up here from Randy.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's not ideal by any means.
Looks like a second TC.
Yeah, a second TC in the middle coming up for Crisp on one of the other great golds. Like he secured the best golds in the middle. And there's not a lot of good TC spots left in the middle for Randy.
Yeah, and Tatar's getting Camel as well. So Pikeman has already come in for Randy, expecting to play a very defensive game here. And this TC for Randy just screams that he's feels like he's in a bad position. He didn't even try to come out and put it on his gold here. He's just putting it behind his walls, which is something that we've seen a few times from various players in this tournament, and
Well, he does have an
usually,
unfortunate hill there by his gold.
yeah, I mean it's not the greatest, but I think you delete something there and at least try to get it on the gold. His other gold piles are starting to slowly run out here. Knights and pikes are running out across the middle to try to get some damage in, but with camels and step lancers there, not going to be doing the greatest thing. Trading nicely against a few step lancers though. Cav Archer's starting to be added into the mix for Tatars, and I love the Cav Archer option for Tatars.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Camel Cav Archer here is going to be difficult, very difficult for Randy to handle, especially considering that he's not going to have access to gold long term. He's fine for now. He's still got plenty of gold at home, but he has to turn around here in Castle Age and get something out in the middle, doesn't he?
Absolutely. I mean, he's doing a great job keeping up with Vil production. I mean, he's only down by 6 Vils now. Was about 9 or so just a few minutes ago. So, definitely doing a good job with that. Needs to keep up with the eco boom and try to keep playing defensively. Making these knights go all around the map and having to make crisp chase is buying him a ton of time.
Yeah, we talk about the earlier ups and the extra TCs for Chris, but he has 8.5 minutes of idle time on his TCs compared to 2 minutes for Randy, and that's closing the gap right now.
Yeah, well, he just dropped about 7-8 farms, so he definitely just did not have the eco for it. It's a rough thing to balance, especially when he's trying to expand as rapidly as he has. I mean, look at all these buildings. This is a lot of potential farms that he could have dropped early on.
Right, like worth noting here though. I mean,
oh no.
Crisp has been floating 2,000 wood. He's got more on wood than food versus Randy, who has a lot more on food than wood, and it's been working out better for him for that.
Yeah, a little unfortunate though. Randy trying to move out to the middle, surprised by a whole bunch of Cav Archers, losing a few Vils in the process.
Yeah, the military numbers here are 20 to 8, and it's starting to look not impossible, but very difficult to imagine Randy being able to come back from this deficit here.
Yeah, I mean the Knights are doing work on the wood line for for Randy though. He's already killed quite a few Vils, but
yeah,
unfortunately these Vils have somehow pathed to this gold and are probably all going to die here. So kind of an even trade.
Yeah, kill all the enemy Vils, but also get your own all killed. It kind of. Yeah, but this army being in, the military numbers aren't there for Randy, and he's at a comp disadvantage with these camels.
Yeah, I mean, that said though, villager count's still pretty close. Randy's still doing work with 3 knights in the back. I mean, if he can get some production out, he still has some res. So, he's sitting at quite a bit of res actually, so produce as much as you can here.
And, and only one pike queued up though. I mean, he doesn't have knights queued up. He doesn't have. He needs more barracks if he's going to go pike here. And even then, he'd need to add in what Skirm or his own cav archers.
Yeah, I think you just go Skirm Knight here even, but.
Oof. Yeah, I mean it could work, but it's not working yet. Because the military number is 23 to 7. It's Vil number 64 to 57, but it's just not getting any better.
Yeah, and he's gonna try to run out here across and be met with more cav archers and camels. So just a really unfortunate thing for him that his map hasn't been the most favorable to him. He's trying to run out, get onto gold with a ton of Vils, and I don't think this TC will ever go up.
No, it'd be a miracle. Beyond a miracle at this point. But yeah, I mean, it's not the map though. I mean, the golds Chris took are no closer really to him than to Randy. It's just about timing. It's going up earlier and getting out there.
And he still has gold at home, so it's not like this was a necessary thing to move out at this point. I mean, obviously wanting more gold control, yes, that makes a lot of sense, but the simple cost to try to get this TC up here, he's lost what, 20 Vils?
Yeah, I mean, he was only 6 behind just minutes ago, and now 73 to 43.
Yeah, there's some banter in the chat. He's upset about the gold, but I mean, honestly, there's still gold in his base, quite a bit of it. He has
It- It's,
he
yeah,
has
still going to space,
skirms
but
out in the back. He's cleaned up the camels. It's really he just lost a ton of vills trying to go put this TC down.
yeah, I mean, I get the frustration of not having gold close, but you look at the gold on this map, it's all right down the middle. Like, it is not favoring one player or the other. It's just that Randy got there first and secured it.
Crisp, I believe you mean, but yes.
Oh, Crisp, yes, sorry, Crisp got there first.
Yep, but I mean, besides losing all these vills across the center, I think it was a fairly close game until that point. Obviously, the military numbers were very heavily in favor of Crisp, but not to the point that I feel like he had to make that move, that move to get out there that desperately.
Yeah, I mean, he needed to get out there, but it was either too early or too late, or both. I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously with this Vil deficit, it's going to be very difficult for Randy to come back from this, especially with Cav Archers being masked with camels now. Not going to take good fight here as the skirms dive in front of the knights here, and I think this will be the last straw here.
Yeah, unfortunate for Randy. But definitely just looking like Chris getting up earlier to each age really gave him the momentum in this game.
Yeah, and that's been really, really important here as the GG well played comes in from Randy. Going for faster ups have been huge in this tournament on this map, and it hasn't been very good whenever we have players trying to play more passively here either. It's been something that we've seen time and time again. And Crisp, we've seen him all tournament long, just moving across the map and doing a really good job securing the map for himself here.
Yeah, and yeah, that's what it was about, quicker ups and the securing the map there. Like, I feel for Randy, like he felt pressure to get the gold. That's why he sent those vills out to their death. But it wasn't about the location of the gold. It was about when someone went out for it. So, well played, though. I very much look forward to seeing how the next matchup goes.
Yep, and just to check on the up times, Crisp was up at 9:05 compared to 11:14 for Randy to Feudal, and then 23:19 to Castle compared to 25:07. So, unfortunate, but that'll be game number 1 going to Crisp.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's go to game number 2 here.
I'm so confused. Game 2 had a drop, so it came in 2 parts, but then there are different civs.
The civs, that's a thanks to E thing.
Oh, okay.
That's not on their fault. Someone has Britons, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was just like,
Yeah, no worries. I'm just updating the draft here real quick. Magyars with the loss to Tars with the win. Going into Randy's first home map pick.
Yeah, and we got some nice discussion here already. So, seems like these players are having fun and in a good mood so far in this tournament, in this set.
All right, I'm at 5 seconds.
Starting when you are.
2, 1, go. All right, Randy has elected to go with Lanes, one of our favorite maps in this tournament so far.
Yeah, lanes, unexpectedly, at least for me, popular. I get the appeal now. I mean, it's a land map, which we have a lot of hybrid maps. So here's a land map. People feel comfortable with that, and it's somehow open and closed. Like, you can wall up, but you're close to your opponent. There's not a whole lot of sneaking around early game.
Yeah, and this is one of the few that we have. I think it's the only one that we have that has set TC start positions as well.
Yeah, we actually have a good number of those. Well, not a good number. Some of them. Mott and Bailey has set. This has set.
Oh, that's right.
Arena Cove. But yeah, I mean, the point is, yeah, you know where your opponent is. It's really easy to plan around that.
Yeah, and obviously Celts being a very good choice here, getting faster siege. more of like Huang push kind of ideas going for a lot of people. Also faster chopping through, which is the opposite side, to get to the additional lanes with all these extra resources might be really nice to secure a lot of a lot of resources for yourself. And then Ethiopians, an interesting choice here, not one that we have seen on the map. But I mean, I like it. They have really good siege. Archer's obviously the fastest firing in the game, so
Yeah.
it'll be very
I,
interesting to see what we see here.
I definitely keep expecting to see more Archer play on this map than we do. Not that we haven't seen it, but I kind of expect it to be dominant with the narrow, and any Civ that's good with that just straight push is going to do well here. The big ball of death,
Yeah.
which obviously the Celts are great at. So
Yeah, and I love that both players are actually going to the outside wood lines here. Going to be trying to chop through and get to that additional resource. Unfortunately, Randy's chosen a spot where wood line's not quite as favorable, but they're both on opposite sides. Could see both expand in that direction should the game go long enough. So definitely going to be good to see scouting for both players. Crisp did push in one ostrich, important to note. So gonna see how that works out for him. Does take a downhill hit here from the elephant though, so that's not ideal for him. But it looks like he will just make it back there.
yeah, close call, but he's all right. Yeah, we haven't seen really an imp game on this map yet. We haven't seen Imperial Age, or if it's come in, it hasn't mattered at that point. So we've never seen the outside lanes really come into play in any big way. But I still think it's important for the players to be wary of that. If you do end up in a deadlock and this game does go late, and only one player's out there, they're going to have a huge advantage.
Absolutely. I mean, and it's going to be interesting because with both Celts and Ethiopians, we could see some chopping through. Definitely an option here.
Yeah, we'll just have to find out. So I feel like late. Oh, both have great siege though. So
Yeah, I think you still give Celts the advantage because of
yeah,
faster firing and the additional hit points later on. Should they research? Don't even remember the name of the technology.
for Celtica.
There you go, if you're a Celtica. But nonetheless, I mean, they're both really good. So if it comes down to siege, I mean, what do you prefer though? Do you prefer Ethiopians or do you prefer Celts? I mean, I think Celts are going to be much better in this position.
I mean, I think the later it goes, the better it is for Celts. But I think the Ethiopians have a very strong potential against the Celts here, say in Feudal Age and early to mid Castle Age.
Yeah, absolutely. Oof.
I think that time will work if you're playing Ethiopian. I think when you get later and later on, when you're talking about the Celtic monitor on the field, suddenly Ethiopians
Your mic is breaking up just a bit there, Hitch. Not sure if it's something with your mic there, but you may want to reset there, rejoin the call. But nevertheless, we're going to see barracks come down for both sides here. Crisp getting his up quite a bit faster, but no production just yet on the militia. Both players are going for Loom. Randy just a bit farther behind there, maybe with a bit more idle time. Nonetheless, Scout War would obviously go in favor of Randy here, as Crisp, I think, walked under the TC again here. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but both players getting some forward buildings here, no specific walls going up. Looks like we might even have a Scouts build coming from Crisp, the way he's setting his map up right now.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not uncommon for have knights, right? As Celts, so going scouts and having those upgrades potentially, it's not going to be a bad thing.
Yeah, it looks like both players are adding militia at this point, so maybe man-at-arms rush for both, of which I think Celts win that, no question.
Yeah, I mean, Celts are just so strong on this map. Between the chopping can be helpful. I think man-at-arms is really strong on this map, as we've seen. So many options.
Yep, nice pick off there for Randy as he takes down the scout. These guys having some fun with the banter back and forth as well. It's just good to see. Crisp gonna be up sooner, and we do have the 3 militia available for both soon, but a little bit less HP now for Crisp. So maybe that'll help pay off here in the fight, which will likely be man-at-arms, I think. Haven't seen the upgrade clicked yet, though. Crisp actually gonna add an archery range behind this. Gonna need to get some more onto gold. Man-at-arms upgrade is coming in for both players now. Who's gonna finish first, Hitch? You have the capture age. I think it's Randy, right?
No, Crisp has about a second edge, it seems. So it's not going to matter. But Crisp also has one more, and he's Celt, so he should be able to get more damage theoretically.
That said, Randy on the wood line with man-at-arms.
Oh, this is ugly.
That's a massive amount of villager idle time. At least one villager will go down.
Two should. I mean,
looks like 2 already have, and there will be a third. Oh, what a play here. Randy sneaking these around. I don't even see it on the map. And very heavily rewarded with what looks like 4 Vil kills. At the same time, though, it looks like Crisp got in and took out 2 himself. So, not bad. A villager count is even right now. Archery range already being up for Crisp, gonna be very important though, as I don't see one here for Randy. It's a shame that Randy didn't head back towards the gold. Would have found himself a few more Vil pickoffs. Oh no, but this wood line here, Randy's gonna lose at least 1 Vil.
Indeed, he will.
Your mic is totally breaking out there again.
I really think it's on your end, man. Your internet's been something, but yeah, you've been doing the same thing to me, just completely breaking up.
Well, it's extremely unfortunate.
I'll restart everything between the next games.
Yes, I will do the same, minus the stream. But Man-at-Arms finding even more damage. Crisp just being relentless here. Getting more and more idle time. And it looks like there's another Vil that will probably go down here trying to wall up. Rough situation coming as archers are coming forward as well. So Randy looked like he had the advantage getting all those Vil pickoffs early. But now with these archers coming forward and with 3 Man-at-Arms himself, still going to be able to do a lot of damage, I think.
Yeah, and an unfortunate map in this situation for Randy. All his gold are on the right side of this base, and he does not have control of the right side of his base.
Yeah, he's moving out to the other side for wood. He's going to go into skirmisher defense, which is the right move here. It's really the best thing he could do at this point. Just quite unfortunate. See, Crisp able to have a 3 villager advantage here, even though the KD is tied at 6-6 right now.
But idle Vils on the wood line for Randy. This is just messy for him here.
Absolutely. Yeah, Giovanni, we know. We're gonna reset everything in between. Yeah, I mean, all this military forward in Randy's base. Crisp, again, being very aggressive. Not walling up at all, as opposed to Randy, who is trying to get some walls up. And more Vils are really exposed out here. This could be a problem. No fletching yet. So, no blacksmith. He does have a blacksmith, so fletching could be a very important upgrade here for Crisp.
I think it's interesting on this map now. Crisp is going for wheelbarrow earlier.
Yep. Alright, that must have been where our drop was, guys. There is a drop in game number 2. So give us 1 minute and we'll load back out. And Hitch, I'm going to reset audio and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop everything. I'll be right back.
Yep. Alright, guys. See if this fixes any issues that we had here. Dropped everything down. Shut down everything as I'll load into the game. And we'll wait for Hitch to rejoin us here. But yeah, guys, there was a drop here in game number 2. I didn't check the time where we were at exactly at the last one, but it looks like it's pretty close to where we were, if not just a few seconds back. But here we are, and whenever Hitch joins back in, hopefully that resolves our audio issues. But so far, very interesting finals. For those of you who have missed it, the 1400 bracket has started. We have games already submitted, and we're looking to see a lot of those played. Some have already been submitted. I don't even know how many games we've had submitted. At least 5 or 6 sets, I believe, have been submitted already. So going to be doing a lot of casting in the coming days. Looking forward to that. Obviously, with the server maintenance tomorrow, I may lose some games. Not sure. I'll try to get a code for that one. But I think Hitch actually is restarting his entire rig right now, so we'll give him a minute. But I hope you guys are enjoying the tournament. We are doing this one is the final for the 1200 bracket, of which we had, a good number of participants, 20 something participants, and we had 35, I believe, for the 1400 bracket, and we do have, I think, about a dozen signed up for the 1600 bracket, 1650 max bracket, which will begin sometime at the end of June. So if you guys are interested in playing that, let us know. Join the Discord, which is linked down below, and you do !Discord in chat. You'll get this lovely join link to be able to join as well. But if you guys missed it, this is the finals, best of 7 between Crispinianus and RandyPanda, and the players have already played game 1 with Crisp taking game number 1. Trying to locate the home maps on here again because I scrolled away from that. Here we go. We have RandyPanda. Obviously, this is Lanes. This is his first home map. He has Mott & Bailey and Shallow Sandwich remaining. Crisp picked Arena Cove and Bog Delta, as well as Trade Hubs. So, looking to see how that one goes. Hitch should be back with us momentarily. He just came back online. And we'll get this right back underway here.
Good plan.
All right. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Things sound good to me. I'm at 1640.
Well, that's confusing.
Well, because of the drop.
I know.
So
Not
let me know whenever you're there, or just pass there, and I can go to that time slot.
Yes, sir.
Looking forward to seeing how the new draft works out. I don't know if you looked at it at all, Hitch, but with all the people talking about the draft, we've made complete change on the draft, so should be interesting to see how that works out.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good choice.
Yeah, it's allows people to have more civs available in the sets, so it's not as predictable, which was kind of the main issue.
What time are you at?
1640.
Okay, I'm ready when you are.
3, 2, 1, go. Alright, I think we're just a little bit behind where we were here, but Skirmisher defense coming out here for RandyPanda, going to be putting him in a decent position, but unfortunately his waypoint just killed a skirm for him. Difficult spot here for Randy as he's going to be down a few vills trying to defend with skirms, still having an open map, and it looks like Crisp setting his waypoint right there, going to try to prevent that from being closed.
We're in the past.
Yep. Fletching has not come in for either player though, so pretty weak against vills here. We'll be able to get some kills on some low HP vills though.
Yeah, but the idle time for Randy keeps piling up. Look at all these 5 idle vills on his wood line, 4 idle vills over on the right side of his TC here. This pressure from Crispinianus has just been completely throwing him off.
Yeah, and I think he planned on having these walls up nice and early, which obviously has not worked out for him just yet. Do have a market coming in here for Crisp. I think he's going to sell wood again and try to click up early. We've seen him do quite a few times, and we've seen those up times really benefit him a lot.
Yeah, he definitely has the extra wood for it. Kelp play helps with that.
Yep, faster wood chopping is always a nice bonus here. Skirm's not really in a good position right now as the wood line is getting harassed here.
Yeah, Men-at-Arms coming back in.
Oh, I didn't even see that. That's unfortunate. I think he just needs to fight with his vills there. They're low HP. Just get rid of them. He's fighting with vills on the other side, though. He doesn't even realize that over there just yet. Oh, this is devastating. So much idle time. It looks like at least 2-3 vills will go down here, if not more, if he doesn't realize this soon. Cleans up the scouts or the skirms and archers on the other side, with these men-at-arms, at least one of them still hacking away at the vills.
Yeah, I mean, it's still more archers and skirms here. It's just messy. But still, 34 to 31 vills. Randy's not that far behind. If he can get this wall up, which he's trying, if he can secure, stabilize, he's not going to be in a bad position.
I think it's wrong, though. He's losing more and more vills on this wood line.
Oh, they're still going down. I thought those were cleaned up. Oh, no. You're right.
He's going to lose the whole wood line. Maybe 1-2
You're right.
vills escape.
Late reaction. 35 to 27 vills now. So, yeah, that situation changed quickly.
Yeah, being that many vills down. Painful to see. Castle Age on the way in for Crisp, and the score lead pretty heftily. Oh, he's just realized his wood, actually.
Yeah, full 11 vills behind.
Yeah, that's
for Randy.
Extremely unfortunate. He realizes it and he just says, whoops.
Oh, no.
Honestly, I feel like he kind of knows he's dead at this point. He had so many vills over there. He knows he's going to be super far behind. I think this might be a Castle Age GG here. He's nowhere near at this point, right? He could actually click. He could actually click. So.
Yeah, he.
I'll lose another vill on the farm.
It's just if it weren't for that wood line, he would be in a very competitive position right now. I think the fact that he hasn't clicked, oh, there it goes. Okay. I would say it almost feels like he's giving up, not clicking, but
Yeah, and being against Celts in this position, your archer numbers are really going to be hard to maintain, especially as he puts up a stable. He is obviously going to be expecting some mangonels coming in here from the Celt player.
yeah, and we were talking earlier, and I think you agreed that the Ethiopians really wanted a lead in feudal age going into castle age, and that's their win condition. The longer it goes on, the more uncomfortable Randy's position is going to become comp wise.
Yeah, I mean, Ethiopians, I believe, get camel, decent enough camel, but against archer, I mean, you're going to have to go camel skirm and deal with siege at the same time. It's going to be difficult to defend.
Absolutely, but not impossible. This, the 7 crossbow from Chris is no joke. Against feudal skirm, if he could get in there.
Yeah, I think he'll break through here before long. But
in the forward siege workshop.
Yeah, I don't think they get bloodlines either, Geo. Which is gonna be painful, but at least it's counter. We do have that at least going for him. But yeah. Pikeman is gonna be the choice. Pikeman crossbow.
Oh, Daisy, the siege workshop is on its way up from Crisp, so
yeah,
you'll be seeing it shortly.
He establishes eco a little bit better as he's gonna drop another town center. He refreshed some lumber camps, and really just securing his eco. He's got a huge lead, killing off all the vills on this one line.
Yeah, 41 to 29.
And isn't there always a hole?
Oh no, it's tragic. The hole will do it.
Nice quick house wall to block. Gonna cost a vill its life, but kept everything else out. No upgrades on these knights either. Going to go down to skirm crossbow here. This is a really favorable fight actually for Randy now.
Yeah, this is what you need. I mean, you're still 13 vills down. It still feels very difficult, especially with no additional TCs up. On one hand, I want to say Randy should be prioritizing TCs, but if he loses military numbers, it's over anyway.
Well, and that's kind of going to be his issue here. What can you do against this? I mean, you've got siege coming against you, and
first Mangonel's out.
Celt siege is no joke. I mean, one shot kills the military numbers here. It's all it takes. Still unupgraded knights, but I mean, with siege here, I don't know how Randy defends this in the short term.
Two Mangonel's counters most of what he has here.
Yeah, and a knight coming out here for Randy, unupgraded as well, so not going to be ideal. Castle Age, still no elite skirmisher. I mean, obviously Ethiopian's not wanting to go into skirmish at this point. His best bet might be a defensive siege workshop here. Gonna send the knights in to try to deal with mangonels, but again, without upgrades. Looks like maybe he'll get one. Doesn't even get one there. Takes a good engagement against the crossbow numbers though, so that will help. But sending knights in one at a time, obviously not gonna be ideal. Big fight coming here. Knights unupgraded for both sides though. Crossbows in. Yeah. On the south, gonna pick off a few vills on these farms as well. One mango goes down, big shot here. Couple of them. Looks like military numbers dropping drastically here for Randy, who's gonna have a harder and harder time to reproduce them, especially since archers just walked on the TC and killed quite a few vills. 53 to 32 now. I think it's just too far behind.
And there is a second TC up, still for Randy, which helps, but and he has less idle time on his TCs, and third TC coming up. That could be key, though. If this third TC, if he can sustain production, and that's not as hard, right? When you're playing archers, if he can sustain 3 TCs, he might be able to close the gap.
Yeah, and he's working on cleaning up this military in his base. He's getting more archery ranges up. I mean, walling up at front, so maybe he's going to try to boom back into this. And I think it has to be a defensive siege workshop. I think that's your best bet. Buys you time at the very least.
Yeah, but he's putting up more archer ranges. I definitely see that having your own Mangonels here would be nice. It's not happening yet.
Yeah, and that archery range does go up, but I mean, what's it gonna give him with this Mangonel out in front? And what does Crisp have in that? Another Mangonel sitting behind it, waiting to go as well. It's gonna be tough to come back here, but Randy working on it now. Still no knight upgrades. I feel like Crisp, even with +1 defense here, would be a miraculous upgrade for him to have at this point.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, 800 food, 300 gold. Like, he could be getting these upgrades if he chose to right now.
Yeah, but 3 Mangonels and all your opponents making his archers. I think he feels pretty comfortable here.
Of course.
And what do we have? It looks like Randy is making a few knights to try to go snipe, I imagine, again. I mean, archer numbers, if they get to a good spot, and he does somehow clean these Mangonels out, I mean, this could shift into a pretty nice position for Randy to be aggressive, but still needs to keep the boom up behind it. Getting
Chris
housed.
buying a castle.
Ooh.
No, he's told... What? That's so confusing.
Oh, he's building a castle on the left lane in the south corner.
Oh, I couldn't find it. Okay, so he did buy a castle. Okay.
Oh,
I
big
mean,
Mangonel shots, cleaning up tons of archer numbers, not even able to snipe the Mangonel. This castle's going to come up and not really do any damage, but it will prevent him from expanding that way. As another big mango shot comes in. Oh, yeah, and the GG comes. Yep.
all right. Yeah.
Rough position. Rough position after that.
It all comes back to that wood line, right?
I think there was probably a good 10 vills that went down right there. That castle does nothing but secure the map on this side, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it was going to deny that wood line. It was going to stop him from getting through over there. It's on top of a hill, so I mean, if you're going to put a castle anywhere, it's not a bad position. But
yeah, late game, Wold Raiders would have been great to send through there.
Yeah.
But ultimately, not getting there. Like you said, that wood line, I think 10 vills likely went down right there.
At least, and it definitely, I feel like that's it for that game. I mean, if not for that, I don't think either player had a huge advantage at that point. Slight edge for Chris because he was in Randy's base, but nothing huge.
Yeah, and obviously going to just be able to continue with that lead, especially with the faster wood chopping, and he actually used the market very well there to get up earlier as well, which is huge. But nonetheless, guys, let's pull up the map draft again here. Or the map draft, the Civ draft. And we saw an Ethiopian's loss and a Celts victory. So Crisp up in the set, 2 games to none in this best of 5, as we will load up to game number 3 here. And obviously Randy wanting to come back here, potentially picking one of his favorite home maps, I'd say, with Mott and Bailey coming up next.
Oh, Martin Bailey. How I enjoy this map.
Alright, I'm at 5 seconds.
I'm ready when you are.
3, 2, 1, go. Mott and Bailey, Hitch, why don't you do us a little favor and introduce this lovely map?
Mott and Bailey. So you have your, so we really enjoy this map. So you start with a lot, right? You start with fortified palisade walls around your TC on top of a hill with a little wood line in the back. You start with a mill. You start with a mining camp on gold, on food. You start with also 3 houses. So, I mean, some outposts, and then another layer of palisade walls way out from your base. So you start with a lot, and a lot of players have played it different ways. I look forward to seeing how these ones do it.
Especially with Crisp playing Kumans.
Yeah, we've talked about. I mean, Kumans have been really popular on lanes, but I always thought they would also do well here. I think a second TC securing gold can be very helpful if you get broken into on Feudal Age.
Yeah, I mean, Koreans obviously definitely a top tier pick on this map if you ask me. Unfortunately, I don't think Randy needed to build these houses like he did at the beginning, and that probably cost him a little bit of time getting his eco rolling, but he will no longer need houses to go up to the next stage. That's for sure. Both players, pretty standard looking builds though. Obviously Crisp knowing the map a little bit better it seems, dropping 0 houses at the beginning, so gonna be a little bit better on the food as he has a boar already into the TC, so I would expect to see a very fast feudal from him come in, and maybe that full feudal push even with the Siege Workshop and the Rams coming from Crisp.
Yeah, I don't know that that's what we're going to see, but I'd love to see it. I'm very excited. I like both of these civs on this map. I could go either way.
Yeah, I mean, Daisy Chain in chat here saying that maybe just an FC was forward siege, but yeah, I mean, it's the Kumans, that's the problem with seeing Kumans as your opponent on this map. Randy has no idea what Crisp is going to go for, and there are so many options. Could be a straight FC, could be fast feudal into an eco boom. I mean, there's a lot of options. I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. It's one of the reasons I love this map so much. I feel like a lot of fast castle plays have been optioned and people are going for them, but we've also seen a lot of early feudal aggression.
This is definitely one of our 2 most contentious maps. I mean, players going back and forth. It's a blind FC map. There's nothing else you do. Just FC is the only thing you ever want to see. And then you get other players saying an FC's, well, not impossible. It's very risky. Someone going feudal can do so much pressure. It's all about these outside layer of palisade walls and the fact that all of your gold and extra food is away from your TC. The walls make you feel safe, the palisades, but they're so far away. They can be hard to defend.
Yeah, Crisp getting Loom though, and I imagine he's getting Loom this early to click to the feudal age very early, as he does have Loom in, some idle TC time there, but does click feudal nice and early.
Yeah, and that's one of the advantages on this map is you start with a mill on the food. You start with food at your base. You don't need the houses, and Crisp taking advantage of that.
Yeah, I mean, but on the opposite side, we got a barracks coming up already, and he is going to be booming a little bit more, so potentially going to see some sort of aggressive play from him here. Second TC spot going to be very important to see where that is here for Crisp.
Yeah, barracks tells you feudal aggression, right? You're not FCing on this, so we see some Korean archers. If they get in there fast enough, they could deny TC, but that's going to be hard to pull off.
Yeah, I think he might place this on the stone in the front, maybe? Because he's sending Vils awfully far forward here.
Yeah, I mean, he's not
I
going
don't know what he's doing.
He's not going to drop a TC on the guy, is he? The Vils are leaving. Is this a forward TC?
It might be.
Chris.
I mean,
That's
the scout is right there in the middle of the map too.
his scout. Where's Randy's scout? Randy's scout, where is he at?
I think
How's Randy's
it's
scout?
at home maybe.
Oh,
Oh,
it's idle all the way by Chris' base on the right side, on the bottom side.
oh yeah.
Oh no, this shouldn't work, right? This TC
I don't.
takes so long to build.
This could just be. Is it a TC though, or is it Siege Workshop?
I mean,
I mean, he's trying to break in.
He's gonna break in. It's gotta be a TC. Oh my god! But he put a TC on one of his golds. That's gonna. I don't know if I love it, but I love how messy it is. That's what I like about Decumans. It's messy. They make for dirty games. And they're militia out, but militia against 9 Vills and a scout isn't gonna be great. Crisp's scout, Randy's scout only now coming back. Yeah, I think he needs to click men at arms here. He doesn't have the res for it.
Town center goes up on the berries.
I mean, it denies a gold. It gives him some extra food. Denies the berries from him. I mean, it's messy, right? And that's what Chris has to be counting on here, right? If he's making this game dirty and ugly, and going to take advantage of that. But these TCs take so long to go up, though, only 32%.
Yeah, I don't like this play. I feel like it's too risky. And, I mean, the Vill's going to be able to fight off some Vills here, so...
Yeah, I wish we could have... Wouldn't it have been better to see a tower from our Korean player to stop this TC?
I think so, yeah.
Giovanni pointed out, yeah, I think...
really rough here.
Rather than sending these Vills into fight, building a tower could be the way to go.
Yeah, I mean... TC is going to go up, and quite a few Vills lost, I mean, really, on all things considered. I mean, I'm not sure where we're going to go from here.
Yeah, I mean, Vill count's still even, but this TC should change that situation shortly. Ooh, wow, I think Giovanni called it. A tower could have been nice, you are Koreans. A tower could have denied that pretty easily. But yeah, I mean, you know, you have Daisy in chat saying just ignore this, go up to Teak Castle. You know, and as long as there's not a lot of military pressure, there's no reason you couldn't, right? I mean, you still have his main gold. He still has another gold on the side that he could get. But isn't this just exactly what we've seen from Chris for the whole bracket here? I mean, map control going forward, he controls the pace of every game he plays.
Yeah, I mean, in applying this pressure, looks like he's gonna lame some gold here. Getting a few archers, and there was a spear out as well, is Randy. So maybe he is gonna try to ignore this a bit and go up, but not enough on food here.
Yeah,
oh, it just feels so messy.
Oh, and Crisp is going to tower. Not towering from Randy, I think is such a mistake here. I think a tower, he would eventually take out the TC. He'd be able to snipe TCs or Vills that were produced from it. 1 or 2 towers from Randy, and this would have been a huge misplay by Chris, but it's working right now.
Yeah, it's not looking to be a good position. I mean, if Randy can secure at least this side of his map where he has the stone, the gold, the berries, he should be okay. But the big question is, will the eco numbers be able to be there for Crisp? I mean, he's got a Vil lead at the moment. Randy is housed, unfortunately. But it's quite a risk here. I mean, no matter how you look at it, pushing a TC that far forward, definitely something I didn't expect.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very excited to see something different, but...
Oh, it's just going to be continuous towers, though. We have 5 on stone for Crisp right now.
Yep. And this is part of the risk of that map. All your res is so forward and so exposed. What is with Mont Bailey and Korean players not building towers in defense?
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that, though.
This is the second time we've seen a Korean player not use towers defensively when pressured like this. I just don't get it.
Yeah, and a nice distraction for Crisp. Gonna lose a Vil or two trying to do this, but he might get the second tower up in the process.
I mean, but 6 archers is no joke. I mean, even if this tower goes up, that's a lot of damage to Vils. He's lost 1? Oh, almost 2. That's unfortunate. No fletching. Okay, it's ultimately what killed that there. Fletching, and that would have been a whole different story.
Yeah, and honestly, the res at home now and being able to sit behind these walls at home, and he's just getting his eco set up at home to deal with this, while we have Randy panicking, trying to defend, not building a single tower.
Yeah, but he is sending archers forward, which I do like to see. I feel like the lack of a tower is a little inexcusable, truthfully. But I do like that he's going in for a counter of some kind. You know at this point that Crisp doesn't have anything at home. He doesn't have military there. He doesn't even have production building for military. No barracks yet. Actually, a barracks forward for him. But no barracks at home, no archer range at home, no stable at home, no second TC at home. Counter's the right move.
Yeah, I mean, fletching now in for these archers as well. Gonna be very nice.
But,
Needs to move back the one Vil or the one archer here before he loses it, but.
well, yeah, unfortunately, these archers not moving forward. Okay, there they go. They were idle for a bit. But
Militia
another tower
off here for Randy as he gets a Vil pick off.
Yeah, another tower trying to come up from Chris, but he's getting a lot of Vil damage coming in. That is good for Randy though. He has a slight score lead. He's been able to slow down this tower rush. But I feel like his own counter towers would have been better.
Well, the real problem is he's about to lose access to his gold and his stone if he's not careful. These towers will keep coming and coming, and his archer's just not in the right place. Yes, he has a bunch of archers about to break in, but I mean, I feel like we're going to see a defensive tower for Crisp on his stone and gold in the north, and then he should be in a good position from there.
Yeah, I mean, in his own range coming up at home, he's gonna have Sturm. It's not gonna be the end of the world for him. Oh, the tower is again though denied by Randy. So close calls here, but he's at least slowing down this tower rush.
Yeah, Skirm's gonna be coming out though. I feel like that's gonna be a nice play, but without any upgrades, Randy still takes a nice position on the hill and is gonna be able to clean that up pretty handily.
Yeah, so Randy is stabilized here, I'd say.
Yeah, might even kill this tower here in a second. That's pretty huge. Another tower trying to be dropped here from Crisp, but archers are right there on it, and looks like they will snipe both Vils, maybe? Unfortunately, he's going to lose some archers in the process, but archers back at home for Randy, or at his opponent's base, going to go down to a bunch of skirms, though. Skirm defense there for Crisp, going to be able to defend the counterattack. Interesting, we haven't seen... Yeah, there's a stable. That's kind of what I wanted to see earlier from Randy. He's got the food eco. A couple scouts would definitely help against the skirmishers.
Yeah, I think it's all about the counter right now for Randy. Cavalry would be great. The archers are doing good for him, but some scouts, or if he were to get up later, he's about to be able to click up.
Yeah, this other tower looks like it might go up here for Crisp, though. It's gonna be close. He's trying to click it down. Randy defending, gonna save it for now. Castle Age is on its way for him, though, and Crisp nowhere near Castle Age. So you think just some knights here will do the job? Knights in siege?
Yeah, they definitely do the job. I mean, he's got this lead. Although he's been a little bit behind for Vils this whole time, there's been a lot of idle time for Crisp with the tower rush. So it feels pretty good. I mean, Crisp nowhere near going up. 100 food. Not feels good for Randy right now.
Yeah, and I mean, even though he's down a few vills, he's also down a town center, so to be able to keep it this close with all this aggression, he's really done a good job keeping his TC producing.
Yeah, I mean, and that's
Oh,
once
and
again
look, a
another thing.
Korean tower arises.
Wow, I honestly thought that I was worried Randy didn't realize the Koreans get the towers.
Throwing archers away like crazy under these other towers, though. Just lost
Yeah,
almost all his military mass there.
definitely unfortunate, but it's glad to see him getting his own towers up. That's what I would have liked to see, though. His own counter towers earlier, prevent this rush, and then send all those archer numbers he had forward. More archers forward could have done it.
Yep, siege
Castle just
workshop
in.
coming up as well. And I don't know what we're gonna see here now from Crisp. I feel like his window's closed. Another town center gonna come up from Randy on the gold in the north. Guard tower obviously for free, gonna be huge, and we're gonna see knights out of 2 stables. And actually, the scout that came through, the 2 scouts actually scared all the eco from Crisp back into the area of his base that is walled in. But
Yeah, I mean, and this is what we talk about, right? Like, those palisades make you feel secure, but they're not that strong. They're far away. They're hard to defend. And suddenly, I mean, position for Crisp feels pretty bad, doesn't it?
absolutely, I mean, that's what I mean. The window has closed, and he's not going to be able to come back. I don't think he's going to have to defend against knights that already have +1 defense and rams. It looks like so. Knights Rams should be able to clean this up pretty convincingly.
The best thing that Chris has going for him is that this forward will buy him time. If he weren't forward like this and were this far behind, I mean, Siege would come forward and this would be over.
Yeah, I mean, TC gonna go up here. Tower coming in to try to defend this gold spot here as well. Crisp trying to do everything he can to buy himself more time, but ultimately, Rams, Knights, crossbow upgrade coming in as well here for Randy. I'm not sure if Crisp can hold out long enough, actually.
Yep, and these knights, attacking the tower seems. Oh, going for the Vills, actually,
yeah.
that's great. Genius. That's great timing. I was going to say it seems odd, but nope, that makes perfect sense. Bunch of Vills, and 54 to 64 lead for Chris still, but there's idle time. He's losing villagers. And these knights are probably going to either clear up this eco here or go forward and clear up eco there, so.
Yeah, the 2 crossbows for Randy on the base here. I would love to see up on this hill to shoot some of the farms. He's done a really good job putting some scouts in that base and preventing any damage from going to be able to come out from the home base of Crisp, as a lot of eco will die here.
Yeah. Market from Chris coming up, probably looking to balance his eco with this wood. But we reduced the size of this wood line from what it was in earlier iterations. This wood line is not going to last long with nearly 30 vills on it.
Yeah, I mean, and being this far behind, all this forward position, he's going to have to run away with a lot of his vills here soon.
How bad is this wood situation going to be for Randy? This is just going to be so bad.
No, I think he'll be fine. There's plenty of map to expand for Randy.
No, I'm sorry, I meant Crisp. It's so hard.
Yeah, Crisp going to be in more trouble as 4 knights coming forward for the counterattack here. Emergency barracks are being put down.
And perfect timing. They had to come in now because Crisp is on his way to castle. So I would have liked to see Randy do more, like have these knights come forward earlier. Knights on this wood line would have been insane.
I like how he played it. He's getting his position back at home. He's cleaning up the mess before it becomes a bigger problem moving to the next age.
Yeah, I mean 3 barracks. I'm sorry, 3 rams going in on this TC. The TC will not last long, and knights and archers will be there to clean up.
Yeah, knights probably going to go down here beforehand, but crossbows will be able to come in hopefully.
These crossbow out of position, not protecting the rams. 1 ram down. All these rams are going
down, though.
Yeah, it still feels like a waste when you have archers right there.
Yeah, but killing that TC is actually huge to get that out of the way. And now he chases all these out. He'll be able to clean this up, and he has a great position forward.
He
Knights are
does
about to
this.
come through the gate here. Has no reaction yet from Crisp. So Woodline, all these vills are about to go idle here.
Oh no! And 4 spears though. I mean, no upgrades, no armor, no attack. But these knights don't have many upgrades either. So
Yeah, it actually cleans it up pretty convincingly. But now that the eco at home is in good position here, Thumb Ring coming in as well. Gonna see, we already have University up, so probably Ballistics coming in soon here for Randy. Got his whole map back, and honestly has a 3 villager lead at this point.
yeah, I just really I feel like he's got a big advantage right now, and I don't think he's pushing it. He's got a ton of archers attacking buildings. I think if these archers were forward, it would be near GG territory. Like, it could be very bad for Crisp.
Yeah, I mean, Crisp buying himself a lot of time. Scout getting another Vill picked off here. Another 2 town centers going to be coming up here for Crisp. Villagers are headed forward here for Randy, though. And he's got enough for a castle. He's going to forward castle him.
Oh wow, yeah, he does have tons of stone here. And a fort castle, I'll take it. But we know Crisp, if he's good at anything, it's at expanding his eco, spreading out. He's got a TC on the north on a neutral gold. He got a TC on his own main gold here. He's pretty safe for the moment.
Yeah, but I mean, before long, I think it'll be too much. I mean, forward castle here does a lot, and I think it's going to come in on this TC that was just built.
Yeah, denying the main gold would be a big win.
Oh, and more vills still in the base here out of this tower. Crisp gonna lose at least 3 more vills here as well, so that is gonna be a tough pill to swallow as well. Crossbows, ranging farmers.
Yeah, but Maganelsk though queued up here, coming out at home. And this castle's dropped on the north.
Nicely here.
Yeah,
realized.
Close timing there for Randy. This Maganelsk could cause some major problems on this castle.
Yeah, archers, if Mike rode well, will take this out though.
Yeah, but they got a huge downhill.
I think he's bought himself enough time.
Yeah, the castle should go up. It's just too It's just stressful, right? Like,
yeah,
2 vills down though. Yeah. And you know, and then this is one of these. If you got this hill at home, it gives you kind of a last stand option, right? Like, even when you get pushed back, it makes it a little bit harder to clear that final hurdle.
Yeah.
I mean, and the repairs coming in.
Yeah, well played here from Crisp to defend that, but stables are going to be coming up as well, so knights should be able to assist with getting that castle up before it goes down, I think.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way this castle gets taken out by these Mangonels. Keep the archers alive and get the knights out.
Yeah, he needs to run.
Don't loot the vills. Don't loot the vills. Don't loot the vills. Randy,
One knight
Randy,
comes out though, should clean
Randy.
this up.
Oh my God! Don't give me a heart attack like that. But look at the. Oh wait, actually, Randy now finds the north TC.
Oh yeah, knight's gonna be there, gonna be able to chip away at that, gonna see it. Wouldn't be surprised if another castle comes up on that, honestly. Villagers trying to sneak out here in the south for Crisp, so maybe he's gonna try to expand to the south as well. Only 1 vill to try to finish this TC too, or this castle for RandyPanda, but I think the swarm here will soon kill a ton of vills, and I don't think that Crisp will be able to boom on the outside with 2 TCs. Yeah, there comes the GG. I think that is definitely a hell of a defend from Randy, although I think it could have been a hell of a lot easier for him, given a few earlier towers. But pulling it
Yeah, I
off.
mean, he made it a little harder for himself. Two towers a little bit earlier would have stopped the rush with a lot less losses. He lost so many archers under those towers, so many vills. He could have denied the TC in the first place. So honestly, in hindsight, it's a good thing he didn't deny the TC because I think that forward TC cost Chris the game, right?
Absolutely. It is definitely a troll strat, Daisy. Definitely something that we didn't expect to see. It's unique to see, though. Interesting to see different strategies
Yeah,
played out here. And there was a
but
castle going up on that TC in the north as well. So
mhm. But I think a second TC on his main gold, where Chris has a TC already at home, I
yes,
think that would have been perfect. It would have secured gold, more farm space, and I think he could have played it a little more standard that way, and it would have worked out well for him.
absolutely. But well played, Randy, hanging on there to actually take his first game in the set. So well played from both. And we're going to move on to the next.
Absolutely. Game number 7.
So we have to pull up game number 7. This will not be game number 7 yet. Uh, but let's see what the civs look like moving forward. I pull up the draft, and we have Koreans taking a victory over Cumans here. So we have
Uh,
Randy has Indians, Britons, Persians, Franks, Portuguese remaining, and Crisp has Khmer, Japanese, Saracens, and Sicilians. So it's going to be interesting to see how those civs work out for the rest of these here.
oh, and this map. You'll be
Game
excited.
number 4 is a Bog Delta. I'm at 6 seconds because I was too excited to pause quickly
I'm,
enough.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go! Bog Delta, folks. Welcome. Japanese versus Franks. Ooh. I like Crisp Civ way better for this map.
Yeah, Japanese. I mean, Franks. It's hard to go wrong with Franks. Such a strong civ. But yeah, Japanese definitely feel better. But what a generation! Look at how these wood lines merged for Randy.
Yeah, it's a really awkward gen. And unfortunately, 2 golds very forward, only 1 potentially safe gold. Um, yeah, but that said, Randy or Crisp has the same situation on his side, really. So,
Yeah, two.
Woodline's pretty
Mhm.
generous. 2
Yeah,
golds
honestly,
exposed.
worst for Crisp in that sense. I mean, the hill there just makes it even more vulnerable.
Yeah, scout fight immediately in the beginning. Frank's obviously going to be favored here, right? But it looks like same. Oh, it could come down to the last hit.
Yeah, no, they're even. I don't think that Frank bonus kicks in. They have until feudal age, and
Oh, scout
win
win
for.
for Crisp, and I mean Randy hasn't even gotten any of his water buffalo in.
Yeah,
Oh, I think this is where you use that re, sir.
I mean it is 2 minutes in. It might be the way to go. And
Oh,
and this map is so awkward. I think the re might be the way to go.
I mean if
You
you
see
have
the
your
two.
water buffalo already, it's a different thing.
And I think that's why they took this fight
Yep.
so early. There are 8 extra neutral water buffalo on this map, which can make so much difference. But honestly, Randy didn't even get all of his. He didn't get his 2 forwards.
Well, he's actually
So
sent
he,
a Vil out. It's in the top of the bog over here on the bottom of the map, right hand side.
oh,
So he's found
he's,
those with villagers.
oh no, but he's looking for the extra on the right, but they spawned a little more towards the water line. That's unfortunate for him. Oftentimes you get them in this back corner, kind of how Chris has it, but for Randy, they're a little bit more forward.
Oh, and Randy doesn't even know where his second boar is.
Oh, yeah. I think
Oh,
it's hard to justify not taking the re here. Um,
yeah, guys, we have allowed for 1 restart in this. Obviously, there's going to be some admin re's for any sort of really, really bad gens like we had in one of the earlier stages with a Nomad Vil starting in some trees, but this is, I mean, I feel like taking that fight obviously is a huge win for Crisp here. I understand why Randy stayed in it, but
Yeah,
oh,
it could have worked for either one. It was they were playing chicken kind of. It could either one could have won, and that's just so bad.
I don't have corner cows. Yeah, he
Yeah,
realized.
yeah, because they're forward on the shoreline. He has them, but they're just not in the back. Oh, that's
Yeah, I mean,
I
he's done a
should
good
have
job here. It's just so much idle time. So much
maybe
idle time.
maybe this is a lack of tournament experience, not thinking thinking about the here because I oh poor and he almost found him and he doubled back. I'm dying for Randy. He didn't take the
Oof. Yeah, he does find his second boar at least, and did find 4 of those water buffalo. So, and Frank bonus on the berries is gonna be nice. And if he remembers there's additional hunt on this map, maybe he'll be okay. But neither player out on water yet. Another big
Yeah,
factor that could pay dividends.
yeah. Like you said, it is worth noting here that there are. Oh, he doesn't actually see the extra hunt because of his lack of scouting, but he has eight deer all bunched up. So if he mills those deer, it'll more than make up for the lack of buffalo.
Yeah, big problem though. No scout against Japanese, and I think we're gonna see Drush into Man at Arms. And Japanese, that's no joke.
Yeah, I mean, and Randy would have been in a great position to wall up with how these wood lines generated, but he's so far behind with the Vil scouting and the lack of food. Um, these walls won't be up nearly in time for anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, the one positive that he does have is it is a set TC start, so he does know where his opponent is. He doesn't have to guess and go all around the map to find him. So he has an idea of the direction his opponent will be attacking from. But yeah, I mean, obviously not what you want at this point in the game.
What do you think of both players going for the mills? Like you get it for the Franks, they're using their bonus, but again, we don't see people using water on this map. How do you feel about that?
I
Being
mean,
that this map was your concept, which is unusual.
yeah, it's not surprising given I think all the additional food that we've given them on the map. I think if you take away the extra hunt and the extra buffalo, water becomes much more appealing on this map. But I do like if this ever goes to late game that players will probably have to fight for water a bit. And it's going to be something to see moving up into the 1400 bracket. So if this is the same style of play, obviously this is the lowest bracket here, being the finals for the 1200 bracket. It's going to be very interesting to me to see if 1400 players opt to go water. Obviously, getting more production for eco is going to be huge. And oh,
Yeah.
Crisp loses his scout too.
There you go.
Unfortunate, but obviously he's got a lot of scouting in. Nonetheless, I feel like players should be going for water, even if it's
Right.
only for 3 fishing ships. That's 3 more eco units to bring in food, produced from something separately. So,
Right. Well, that's what I want to say. Like you talk about the extra food, but neither player has gone for hunt, let alone the extra deer. Neither player actually found any neutral buffalo. All 8 of them have gone unclaimed. So it's just played standard. And
yep.
I think you either go for that extra hunt, you put up an extra mill, you find those extra buffalo if you have your scout, or you go for the dock. But you're not taking advantage of any of the opportunities the map gives you like this.
Yeah, and I think that the right call here was for Randy to build standard, because he's so far behind losing his scout early, and he's already had to waste so much villager time. I don't think he has another option here. As far as Crisp goes, though, I think one dock, a few fishing ships could have, definitely paid off and had villager lead written all over it right now, but not going to be the case. Stable denied here, it looks like, for RandyPanda, building another one back at home a little farther, more defensively. It's just rough. He needs to just get rid of this Vil out of here, too. Oh, and a spear. Oh, panic mode all the way here for Randy.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't have men at arms in. Maybe he didn't want to put the gold into that. But here's the situation. Like those two golds for both players are vulnerable. But once again, Crisp is pushing. He's taking control of the momentum of this game.
Yeah, and actually going to go double archery range behind this. So he's going to expect to put on a ton of pressure here in Feudal. And honestly, a couple towers on this forward wood line could be really beneficial for him as well.
Yeah. But Frank Scouts aren't a joke by any means. So maybe he can make this work.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to fight smart here. And actually, I like this counterattack move.
Yeah, it's probably the way to go. It's still very open. And Crisp's comp is very slow. So run to his base, counterattack.
Now, he's actually stopped and killed one archer and hasn't gone forward. There he goes.
Yeah, okay.
Rushing up the walls behind as well. That's nice here. So he will keep his opponent out while trying to go forward and do some damage, which could be beneficial. And he could be rewarded here. Map's pretty open still here. Oh, he's going to run right under the TC, though.
Yeah, running under the TC is unfortunate. You should know where the TC is on this map, and be able to avoid that. But still, these wood lines are vulnerable. The gold's vulnerable. He doesn't have the scouting.
Yeah, he doesn't know where anything is. And at the same time, a defensive tower coming up here for Randy. And I hate this defensive tower. It's not... I mean, he can walk right under this and go to the only gold that Randy has secured. Might be enough to deny it, though.
He can, right? And smart palisades coming up though, to stop him from just sitting under it.
Yeah, but he's gonna run right under it, and now the gold is very exposed, and he's not gonna have any gold access.
Yeah.
At the same time, his scouts go down.
But honestly, though, this is not pretty.
Yeah, tower should have been on the gold in my opinion. He's going to move out and try to go towards the gold that is forward here. Gonna probably lose this Vil. Drawing a lot of man-at-arms back though, which is nice.
Yeah, that's definitely... And he's doing it on purpose.
Yeah, gonna lose that Vil for sure though.
Yeah. Sometimes I think players don't go for stone walls when they make sense. I get palisades are quicker, they're cheaper, stone's a valuable resource, but stone walls I feel like would have made sense to block off that path.
No,
your only safe gold.
Would have probably kept him out for sure there. He probably would not have walked under the town center. And unfortunately this gold forward gonna be exposed and absolutely no military for Randy now. Sitting in a really rough position. And honestly it is just, it's sad. I wish we would have seen the re.
Oh yeah, and the early GG comes in here. I maybe it's a lack of tournament experience and you didn't think about it, or we would have a re from Randy. I think he would have been fine if not for just such an ugly start.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because Japanese stock just going up here for Crisp as well, but. Yeah, rough situation. Obviously, a re. This is why the re is there, guys. Definitely something you need to remember for those of you playing in the 1400 bracket. And these two just talking about things as he deletes all his Vils there on his TC. Yeah, I feel the frustration from Randy coming through here.
You know, it just comes down to. I think to take the re, it would have been fine.
Absolutely.
It sucks. There's nothing more to say here. If that's the perfect place to take a re. You know, you lost that scout 2 minutes in. You didn't have any scouting. You were scouting with Vils. You were so far behind, and it sucks.
Yep, and I mean he lost that Vil. I mean, so early, or the scout so early. It's a hard pill to swallow, but Having that definitely something that we wish we would have seen from Randy there. But I understand the frustration. I get, wanting to call that game. And with that, we have Franks with the loss, Japanese with the win, as Crisp is up 3 games to 1 here in the best of 7. So we actually go to Randy's home map, which will be Shallow Sandwich.
Is this the messiest map we have, or does Trade Hub take messiest?
We have yet to see many Trade Hub games, so this has got to be the messiest thus far, as I'm at 11 seconds.
I am ready.
3, 2, 1, go. Persians from RandyPanda. Oh, are we going to see a douche? Sicilians for Crisp. I love the Civ selection, Daisy Chain says. Yeah, I like a few of them on these certain maps. Drafts definitely important. If you guys haven't been paying attention to the tournament, if you haven't seen how the drafts have played out, it's obviously something you're gonna have to pay attention to moving forward. Players on this map specifically, I think have we seen 2 or 3 Persian douches?
If you include the show matches, yeah, at least 2 or 3.
Yeah, definitely a viable strat here, and we actually saw the last Inca rush we'll ever see on this map as well. So, lots of storylines on this map going for us. One thing we need to point out though, players have not been doing a good job using water and getting to the fish on this map.
No, I mean, it's one of these maps where
Oh, and the lame comes in here. Crisp gonna take the boar.
Ooh, yeah, that's something. This is a cutthroat map. We see lots of laming. We see lots of towers, lots of douches, just messy, ugly play. And it might be a map where, looking from the outside, maybe a dock makes sense getting on fish, and maybe it does make sense sometimes. But you also might get in here and you think, can I afford to spend 300, 400 wood on that?
Yeah, it's something that we're gonna have to pay attention to as we get into higher brackets as well. If this is gonna be a slugfest like it has been, or if it's gonna turn into something else. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see this banned a hell of a lot more, actually. But yeah, 1 boar down already. So Randy not in the greatest of positions, and Crisp, I mean, he could lose his scout here, at least. That could be something that Randy has going for him if he notices. Fortunately not. But maybe he'll try to counter lame, which could be beneficial for him.
Yeah, I mean, but the most vulnerable boar, Chris is already bringing it in, so you're not going to see that.
Yep. I mean, nonetheless, tons of food on the map. Can go home and push some of his extra hunt. And yeah, I know pig, that's for sure. Unfortunate situation there.
Yeah, chat between these.
Running under the TC, losing some HP as well.
Yeah, chat between these players has been amusing. Chris calling out the Persians pick.
Yeah, I mean they've given us a bit of joy out of the entertainment here. 1 sheep potentially stolen back here for Randy, so maybe that will help him out a bit if he gets it home. But I think he needs to just go home, push the deer, and get some docks up. Maybe get heavy on water. But yeah, this is a map that I expect to see some unique things on, such as the Persian douche. And yep, here it comes. He's going to go early. Really early. Does he even have the wood for this? Not yet.
6 minutes? I mean, he's got 4 on wood. There's going to be... Obviously, there's already a lot of idle time, but yeah, there's going to be some idle time. It's going to be... 55, 55. He'll be okay. We'll force this up. Where do you put it? He has scouted. I mean, right on that wood line, I would like between the mill and the lumber camp. That's what I'd like to see, I think. But the vills are splitting. This is not great.
Yeah, he deleted his TC already, too. Oh, no. Oh, up on the gold, actually.
Well, I mean, you deny the berries, you deny 2 woodlines, work. So, as we watch this drama unfold, yeah, do you think it's better to pick Persians on this map to do the douche, or better to pick Persians to scare the other player into thinking you're doing a douche?
So, I've given this a lot of thought, actually. I hate the douche on this map. I think you place Persians here as a mind game, and I honestly think that you just boom on water given the heavy HP on the docks. I think it's a big bonus. It's underutilized in this situation. And I think the douche, you lose too much time, and there's not quite enough here to make it justified. Although, that said, he's going to be in a good position. Might even pick off a Vill or two. One Vill does go down, so that's pretty nice for himself.
Yeah,
And
but he's down 3 Vills, though.
Yeah, obviously he's going to be down a lot of Vills, and this is where if you do this on this map, you almost have to be on water. You need to have some way of making up that deficit. And the problem with this as well is at home, he's completely wide open. Feudal Age already on its way here, and that's going to be something hard to defend from. Neither player on water, and it looks like Crisp is just going to go to the opposite side and put a TC down. So he should be in a fine position here.
Oh. A lot of idle time here from Chris Vills, just running around here like madmen.
Yeah, I mean, he can't delete his TC. He's on his way up, so sending him that far away, not ideal. Neither player on water, and this is where, as this player that is douching, being on water earlier would have been huge and a lot more beneficial, but at the same time, could be huge and beneficial for our Sicilian player here. I mean, both players are panicking, as Daisy Chain's alluding to in chat, and this is definitely something you gotta panic about. But now, Feudal Age against non-Feudal Age, we can just delete this TC and build another one. And it's going to be important to see where this is built and if there's a second douche attempt here.
Wouldn't that be a mistake?
That's what I'm worried about, honestly. I think a second douche attempt would be a massive mistake. Barracks coming up at home for Randy, so he's going to at least try to get... I can't even build pikemen. This is why the douche is such a rough situation here. And he's got what? 5 idle Vills inside the TC. Crisp has none.
None.
And
yeah, Chris has embraced that this TC will not last.
yeah, and I think that's the right move. He got up to feudal.
Oh no! Oh yeah, he is.
And he'll have to rebuild, but he's gonna rebuild, I think, down here on this gold in this wood line, and I think he'll be in a fine position right now.
We say this, but like, where's his food, man? Where's his food? He's denied from his berries. He's got some hunt here. He's not taking yet, but you look at this eco balance: 16 on villagers on wood. That's his whole eco. 8 on gold now.
Second douche is coming in.
Oh yeah, I mean, and TC between the stone and gold here could be nasty. But then Randy's just going to rebuild right where his original TC was. If Sir Crispy's going to do that if Riff does this, I don't see this working.
Yeah, and he's attacking the barracks right now, giving it away pretty cleanly here. One archer
there are
as
archer,
well.
yeah. This was that was a mistake.
I mean, he's trying to make it a very messy game, though, so I like it. I like the choice to try, and he's actually Vill fighting, which is going to be interesting as well. Don't think that's going to work out so well. TC might go up, though.
It will go up, but
so you take out any Vills in the process.
You add in any military into this for Randy, it starts to become very difficult for Chris, but there's no military for him yet. Because he has no eco, but... yeah, look, like he's just going to relocate right back to his original base. Now he has his main gold back, he has his berries back. He can put his new TC back up here when the time comes.
Yeah, it feels rough, and it feels even worse because no one's on water. Like, water would
Maybe,
pay
you
off a ton.
maybe towers for Randy now would have been good. But look, I mean, Chris just deletes his TC. The last TC position was so much better for Randy. He should have stayed where his TC was before and towered if he was going to do this.
I mean, there's a lot of things I feel like should have happened that we haven't seen, but I mean, it's the problem is is Randy getting up? He's
Never.
not on food at all. He needs to take this hunt, at least the sheep. He should have just stayed where he was, like you suggested, taking the berries off of his opponent. Not even taking wood at home or food at home. It's really, really weird to see this play out because he's not anywhere near going to feudal age. He looks like he's just going to accept where his TC is positioned right now and go to stone. And yeah, I mean, towers would be a good idea, but Dark Age is all he has.
Yeah, exactly. Like he should have stayed where he was, taken the berries, gotten up, and then maybe at towers if he wanted to continue being nasty like this. But he lost the game with that second douche. I don't know how you come back. I mean he's on far. Yeah, I just don't see how it works out.
Yep.
The big mistake though, there's been no counter from Crisp. He has archers out. Why not send one forward to?
Yep, second douche was a disaster, and for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
chat, you can agree. But I mean,
First one worked well enough.
I liked the first one. The first one was well placed. It knocked his opponent off of his main gold. Crisp going to go out to the dock first as well, and this is where I feel like Persian's douching with a dock behind it is a massive play. And being able to keep that food eco up to get to feudal age with that first douche, another massive play. But here, second douche really just made it worse for Randy here.
I'm not even sure what Randy's going for. He's got 5 on stone.
It's a best of 7 Exorcist.
Oh no,
He's
doing
douching
it again.
He already deletes too. That's another problem. You try to leave that up until you get closer. And I mean, this will deny again. I mean, if it works, but
oh no.
Yeah, I don't like what I'm seeing here. I mean, and TC. I mean, it will go up.
Yeah, there's no stopping this from going up. I mean, and this is it makes for an incredibly messy game, but oh no.
Well, Crisp is on food. He's already up in another age. Yeah, a tower would be a helpful thing here, but I mean, Crisp is doing the right thing here. And yeah, Randy calls the GG.
Oh goodness. Yeah, that was something.
GG, I hate you.
That's
never tried this before. Yeah, kind of trying for a desperation thing here, I guess.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess that's the case. It looks like, Randy never even tried the douche before, so he's just kind of going all out.
Yeah, which I can appreciate. But GG comes in, and yeah, so Crisp will take the win here and take the 1200 bracket. Yeah, there are rules. There are definitely rules, Exorcist. Well, I mean, yeah, it's unfortunate, but these guys have been having a lot of fun bantering back and forth. I don't think they're actually like mad at each other or anything. Like,
no, not at all.
It's been a fun night of banter back and forth. And regardless, this is the finals. It's already over. The whole bracket comes to a close here as Crisp takes it 4-1 here. And I think overall, I've seen Crisp with a lot cleaner like build civ choices and playing maps to his strength mostly. The last game before this one, obviously, unfortunate losing that scout battle really hurts.
Yeah, I mean, I think a re there would have made a lot of difference.
Yeah, it was definitely a joke, Exorcist. I mean, they've been after each other all night, randomly taunting each other. It's all good. I don't think
It's
DQ them. No, I don't think that's necessary. If it would have been like hateful from the beginning, obviously,
no,
but
no.
they've been having a lot of fun tonight, bantering back and
Yeah.
forth.
Justice for Randy.
uh,
We
uh,
had a Randy fan here, so
no, I mean,
um,
I definitely like, these guys have both played a ton of games for us, and they've made it to the finals. Crisp taking it here, uh, getting the win here at the end. Definitely well deserved from both players to make it to the finals. Definitely good to see them both here. It was a lot of fun. Uh, Honestly, it's kind of a sad time that this one's over, but we have the 1400 bracket to look forward to right now. I mean,
yeah. I and this has me so excited for this 1400 bracket. We have a good number of returns. We're letting people from the first bracket come through and play in the second bracket as well. We have a lot of new people in the Discord, a lot of new people coming in and playing, a lot of enthusiasm, and I'm very excited to see how they handle these maps going forward.
yeah, I mean, final results are up, guys. Crisp actually taking all 5 sets. Randy taking 3 of his 4, and then in third place we have Poindexter taking 3 of his 4, and Weasel taking 2 of his 3. Obviously, we didn't have a full bracket here, but nonetheless, thank you to everyone who has participated. You guys had a lot of fun games, a lot of memorable things to watch, and it was a ton of fun. So I hope you
Well,
guys
yeah, got some
enjoyed.
questions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll answer the questions.
I didn't know if you were closing. It sounded like it.
No, no, I'm gonna pull up the 1400 bracket here if I could
Oh,
ever
okay.
find the right thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, as far
So,
as the questions go here, are you gonna let those people go for third black? No.
you're not. You're not.
So
If you
Weasel
operate,
Weasel kind of gave up after game number 2
no, that's not
of
what we're
his
talking
set.
about, man.
What do you mean?
That's okay. The question was directed at me, so I'll answer it while you try to figure out how your computer works. Um, so originally it was what a strict like less than 1200 and then 1201 to 1400, right?
Yeah,
For the second bracket, but you decided to let it be less than 1400 for the bracket to let more people sign up.
correct.
So the question is, are you going to do the same thing for the third bracket? Will you let some of the, you know, players who are interested in going for going into that third round do it? Like if you have some, you have some 1350 players or whatever, are you going to let them jump through?
Yeah, so basically, we'll allow the players that have participated in previous brackets through. We're not
Okay.
going to allow just a bunch of random people in. I have no issue with people that I have had in these already continue forward. I don't really want to bring in a whole bunch of new people because it's going to
At
be
a
a
lower
whole.
level.
Well, it's going to be. Well, the problem with letting them in is it's going to be they don't know what's going on, which is going to take a little bit. So, no, an 1100. Well, yes, 1100 could join if they've already played in one of these brackets.
But I'll tell you what, I don't think that they would, and I think we would probably advise them against it unless we had reason to believe they'd be competitive, right? Like I think
Yeah.
we're talking more like your 1350 players might join that last bracket if they want.
Yeah, exactly. And if anyone from this 1400 bracket that I have up on the screen here, if they decide to jump in to this one and continue forward, they can. But yeah,
You,
I
you're
understand
real
what you're
good
saying,
at
actually.
this. You might be farming anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
Do
so
I
we
have
did,
time to cast another set? No,
yeah,
I don't.
yeah, Dave. I think he submitted 3 games. I don't know if it. Yeah, I mean, we only have an hour.
Yeah,
We'll
I
do it
mean,
another night.
unfortunately, not really unfortunate. I had to go out of town for celebratory reasons. Um, so the games that have been submitted obviously won't be cast, and I
Why
don't
not?
plan on casting the entire round of 32. Uh,
It's
that's
a
an
server up
insane number.
maintenance.
Yeah,
You
insane
could
number of games to cast, and they're going to be doing server maintenance, and have to go back.
server server maintenance doesn't break the game, the core game though.
Well, we'll see. I might be casting some games, but I will not commit to casting anything specifically at this time. But if I
uh,
have a chance, I will cast as many sets as I can. There are only 3 games for week one. No, week one's round one and round two. This was 35 people signed up, and well, more than 35 signed up, but there were some who were not allowed to participate, being as their ELO was too high. They are welcome to participate in the 1650 max bracket, but nonetheless, we'll have it set up like this. I will allow players a little bit more time, obviously, waiting on the round of 64 and moving into the round of 32. But we already have a ton of games in, and if I can, I will start casting those tomorrow, and I will ping those of whom I plan on casting their games. So we will go in order of those games submitted. So if you guys do have access to the rec submission channel, which is anyone playing in the tournament, if you scroll all the way up, see who submitted first. Let's see who it is, just out of curiosity. It actually is Daisy Chain versus Manta. So I would be casting your game first, Daisy Chain. Uh, Likely starting tomorrow around the same time.
yeah. And if I understand correctly, we're not going to do the same thing we did with the first bracket and do all of them. We'll kind of try to preview them and see if they look like interesting games before we cast these lower level games, right?
I mean, I'm not previewing anything. Uh, I don't like spoilers in any way. That's why I have you guys submit them the way I do, where the results are hidden. I never look at those because I don't want to know. Honestly, it takes the excitement out of casting them for me. So,
Uh, all right. Well,
Hitch maybe, I guess. I don't know. But
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
yeah, nonetheless, thank you guys for tuning in this evening. I know it's late for a lot of you, but we're going to end it here. The cast will be up on YouTube tomorrow. Daisy Chain, Exorcist, Geo, Scrims, anyone else who was here tonight. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Hitch, thank you for co-casting as well. But I don't know where you're at, Hitch, but I will probably start casting again as many games as I can starting tomorrow around 9 p.m.
We'll see if I'm there or not. But I'm definitely going to be trying to if you want. I definitely want to see Daisy Chain in action here. He's been very active, looking at the maps, talking about the maps, chatting with me with some of them. So very much look forward to seeing how another player who's really getting in there plays them.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how these work out. I know we've had a few scheduling conflicts, but we've worked most of those out from what I understand. And you guys keep playing and keep having fun with these games, and we'll keep moving forward through the tournaments. But thank you guys for hanging out. Congratulations to Crispinianus for winning the 1200 bracket, and I'll reach out to you here shortly. But you guys have a good one, and hopefully we'll catch you guys soon.